Acting Premier of the Northwest Province, Nono Maloyi, and members of the Executive Council received 2022 Northwest Census report from South Africa's Statistician-General Risenga Maluleke. Statistician-General was accompanied by the Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Morolong, handing over a report which provided information on the demographic, economic and social makeup of the province. We spoke to the Premier, Deputy Minister and Statistician-General about the report yesterday during EXCO sitting at Potchefstroom in JB Mark's local municipality.
Today we had an EXCO meeting, but before the beginning of EXCO we had a presentation from the Statistician-General on the census which they've completed in 2022. On a range of issues, and as the Northwest Provincial Government, we are quite excited that this report does indeed reflect that since 1996 we have done a lot to change the lives of our people. But what we will do on the 20th of this month, when the Premier delivers his State of the Province address, he will reflect on some of the issues which were presented today by the Statistician-General. But we are quite happy. This presentation is going to help us as we plan going forward. Very soon we are going into EXCO planning the Khotla, and the Census 2022 will then inform what needs to be discussed there, what is it that we need to do as government in order to ensure that we advance the gains that we have made.
Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Morolong, welcomed the report, indicating that it contains important information that government will be using for planning and taking evidence-based decisions.
Census, as we have continuously said, is one of the largest projects undertaken in peacetime. And the role of Stats SA in the collection, production and dissemination of data is quite important because it allows government to plan properly. It also helps government in decision making. And so we are happy that in the aftermath of the receipt of this report, the Northwest Provincial Government will undertake the journey of planning in line with the report that has been received, and that its decisions will be based on evidence-based planning. So we really wish to thank the Northwest Provincial Government for having accorded us the opportunity to present the census report.
Statistics South Africa conducted the first ever digital population and housing census in 2022 since the advent of democracy using handheld devices. Information was collected via digital questionnaire and the public completed the survey via the internet. They handed over the national results of Census 2022 to President Cyril Ramaphosa in October. According to the report, Northwest Province has a population of 3.8 million. Here is Statistician-General touching on some of the key elements coming out of the report about the Northwest Province.
The Northwest is the seventh most populous province in that it is accounting for about 3.8 million people that reside in this province. Having said so, it comes after provinces like Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, the Northwest, Limpopo and the Eastern Cape and Mpumalanga. Let me also mention that amongst other issues that we are seeing in the Northwest is that the population is largely African. More than 90% of the population of the province is African. And of course, the other population groups, as in white, coloureds, Indians, are making quite a lesser proportion of the province. We see women being the majority in the Northwest. However, women-headed households are not in the majority. They are less than 50%. Furthermore, households that were taking part in agricultural activity were about 14.7%. And it was mainly for own consumption. The province is making progress, and of course, in terms of formal housing, having come out of 1996 from 69% to about 88.5%, which is almost like the national figure. We are seeing the province showing patterns similar to those of other rural provinces, where we are seeing the whole issue of water improving from 1996. Of course, they can't improve like what we see in Gauteng and the Western Cape. People with piped water in dwelling are increasing from 1996 to 2022. So are people with piped water in the yard. Yet nationally, about 56% of our population is saying that they have been disrupted for 2 days or more. So there's an issue about disruptions in terms of electricity for lighting, not necessary looking at the disruptions of load shedding. We see improvements in the country, and the Northwest has gone to above 80%. And also people that have refused removals by municipalities have increased from 1996 to way towards your 60s. And indeed, we see a decline in people who dump refuse everywhere or rubbish everywhere. So you ask me, we are priding ourselves with the use of the numbers by the provincial government and indeed by every member of the society within the Northwest Province.
Northwest Premier Bushy Mape is expected to deliver his 2024 State of the Province address later this month after the State of the Nation address by President Ramaphosa. As the acting premier has indicated, the address will be informed by data contained on this report.